Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great Friday, a great day to start their week off. We had a great time in the community today. It was, I wish today was Monday because it was all good times today. You know, we had the right focus, the right mindset. You know, everything was there for us to really do good. And, you know, by it being a slow day, by it being Friday, you know, it didn't really faze us at all. So, you know, I want to say good job to all of you guys in the community. You know, if you guys took off before I was able to get back from lunch, you know, some of you guys did a great job on these trades. So I'm really proud to see what you guys are doing. So, you know, the message that I have is time to start glassing. And you're probably asking me, what does that mean? Or you may already have an idea by the picture you see here. You know, in the military, when they tell you when you're glassing something, you know, you're scoping out your target. You're trying to figure out the range, and you're dialing in on your target. And that's what I had to start doing in this small account, because you have the perfect shot is critical. Now, a sniper, you know, they may have 2 or 3 opportunities for a shot, but they're waiting for the perfect shot, because oftentimes the perfect shot is a difference between life and death for them. You know, in trading, it may not be as serious as human life or death, but we're talking about the life or death of our account. And I knew that if I didn't start working through the things that I identified yesterday, and I shared these in the video yesterday, if I didn't start working on those things, and one of them was, you know, to have sniper-like focus when I'm choosing the trades. I'm choosing the stock to trade. You know, I had to have that laser-like focus. I had to be dialed in. You know, I couldn't miss. You know, I can't have a bad shot or take a subpar shot, because it can, you know, come back and bite me. So I took it to heart. And the thing is, guys, the longer you trade, the more consistent you become, the more confidence you build. And it seems like every time I do this, I build so much confidence that I think I can trade my small account the way I trade my large account and make more money faster. And every time I prove myself wrong. You can't do it that way. There's a specific way you have to trade stocks. So, you know, I had to start glassing and make sure that I have that sniper-like or laser-like focus when choosing potential trades, and that I'm not taking unnecessary risk just to try to make extra money, because our job is to grow our account. Our job is to take profit when we get it so that we can grow our account, and we can grow out of being handcuffed by the small account. We can't do it, you know, inching along and then taking too big of a loss. And that's what I was doing. You know, I was just out of focus. So had to bring that back in. So let's take a look at the trade today. This was the one trade I had in a small account. And, you know, there was a couple of stocks that we were looking at. We were looking at STX or SKX, which was Skechers, and it had got down over $10. So I kind of said, look, I've been in this boat before. This may not give me the move that I want, so I'm going to kind of stay out of it. And I chose IONS that seemed to have the larger move potential. But SKX, a lot of people traded SKX because I picked IONS. The running joke in the room in the community is trade the other stocks on Ed's watch list that he doesn't trade, and you're guaranteed to make a winner. And so a lot of people traded SKX, which turned out to be a pretty good winner. But IONS worked out as well too. But I was really patient with this. We had the gap up, but we were selling off. And this is really what I look for on all-day holds. And it's the same thing for the stocks I'm going to trade at the open. If we have a gap up and we can't hold it, this one couldn't maintain the gap. And we tried to push back. It couldn't even get through the VWAP, so it never could test this high. And it was just stair-stepping down. This is the same thing that I forgot the stock from yesterday, but the same thing that the stock yesterday was doing. And I was like, okay, here's the setup. So at the open, it sold off big time. So anytime this happens, if I'm in a small account, I'm going to wait for the bounce. Because, in a larger account, I could have got 500 shares of this, took 250 off at 48, and locked in $100 plus or so. And then maybe add on the bounce, or just wait and hang out, and then catch it as it comes down. We can't do this in a small account. I don't have enough share size to be able to trade that way. So I was like, okay, I waited. We bounced here off the 50-day, came back up, and rejected. So I got in on the rejection. I don't have the opening range low mark, but here's the opening range low right here, going across. We closed just below it. I got in, and I was prepared to take some profit here if we hit this. I actually forgot that this was sitting here on the second time, but then when I realized it, I was like, I'll get it. I'll take some if we start to have issues here. But it didn't look that bad, so I held on to it. Caught my first target. It would have been 48. I took it off a little bit too soon. I didn't like what I was seeing when it got down around 48. We had to dip and a quick buyback up. And I'm like, it might be turning around on me. So I did take half off at 48. And again, I took some off here at the $50 mark around 47.50. And we actually came down. My final target was going to be the 200 here. Now this was a daily level. I felt that we could probably get through this. If not, I'll just take it back off, back up here. I'll put in my stop up here. But really, I had my stop at my first cover. But because we weren't getting anywhere, I went ahead and took it off. You can't go wrong taking profit. The name of the game is to take profit. Now, if I was doing this in a larger account, it probably wouldn't make sense because I would be stuffing my profit. But in a small account, you have to lock this stuff in. And my target was the 200 down here. But it got close to it, and we were looking at the price action and everything, and it did not like what it felt. It just, it ran back up. It ran away like it saw a ghost. And as it was coming back up, I knew we had to bounce in play, so I got out. Then I came back, and I was like, you know what? Thinking about what happened earlier in the week, let me see where the 200 EMA is. I always have the 200 SMA on my chart. So I said, let me see where the 200 EMA is. So I put it on here. Sure enough, that's where it hit. So I'm going to be paying more attention to the 200 EMA going forward. Now over here it did tap the 200 SMA, but by then this had pulled up right alongside this pretty much. Now I didn't take this trade because I just didn't feel comfortable in it. I didn't think we would get much out of it. And here we did turn around, but on this rejection, this is where I should have gotten in. But I told myself today that once I make a good trade, I'm going to not take a risk and mess it up. I'm going to shut it down and lock in that profit. And I'm going to book that for the day. I'm not going to take a chance on it. When you're first learning how to trade and you're just getting started, or you're coming out of a red streak like I've been in a small account, this is how you have to build your confidence. So we talked through the trade over here, but I didn't take it. And that's what I'm going to, do. That if I don't really feel comfortable, I'm not going to take the trade. We'll just kind of talk through it, watch it. As I build myself back up in my confidence, and I know that I've got the right mentality to work through this small account, then I'll start taking, the secondary trade. This would have actually been the third setup, because opening range break was the first. This is actually a secondary. This is trend continuation. And then this would have been another trend continuation. Not often do you get 3 shots at one stock. But in this case, we did get it. And some of the guys did take this. Because I said if I had a larger account, I could go in with 500 shares and, I could make this make sense. But with 200 shares, I was kind of on the fence with this. So I just stuck to my plan, booked the profit, and took it off. Now, this is only the second, 100 plus day. We should be doing this every day. The opportunity to do this was there every day. I just had the wrong mindset to take advantage of it. But now we're focused and we're going to do it. Now, I had some issues with my internet and the order is kind of just sitting there. I've got an extra ticket that they're going to give me my money back for. So this is actually going to be like 140.17 or so once they give me that money back. It was one ticket that just sat there, but I got charged for it. It was, my internet was screwy. It wasn't their system. It was my system that messed up. But, that's going to be taken care of. So that's actually, 140.17. But, real solid day. Now, if we do this every day, how many of you guys would be happy with just taking one trade and being green, over $100 every day? We were talking about just $75 average a day. Where would $125 every day put us? $625 for the week, $2,500 for the month, and for the year, it should put us right at 30 grand. And so, just think about it. I had no reason to trade. Over trading kills these small accounts as well. So just keep that in mind. All right, so if you want to see me take these trades live, the people who were in the community for the last couple of weeks, they got to see the struggle live. Every trade I take, you see live. If I'm in my big account, once I'm finished with the small account, my main account, I start streaming it live. So you can see exactly what I've done and how I manage the rest of the trade. So win, lose, or draw. I'm not there to embarrass myself, but sometimes I do. And, we all learn from it. And I think it's real important that you, as part of your education, you get to see somebody actually go in and out of trades and deal with the same market that you're dealing with. So if you want to see this every day, and want to see it unfold live, come and join us. All right, so in my main account, I started the morning out with a little hiccup here. Now, Apple, it wasn't on my watch list, wasn't on my scan, nothing. Some news came out this morning about a downgrade. So as soon as that news came out, I'm like, I'm nailing this, because I know what happens when the downgrade catches on. So I got in, and I'm like, this is kind of taking its own sweet time here. And then he comes out saying that he was mistaken about the downgrade, but then there was some negative news about the iPhone or something like that. And I was like going back and forth saying, should I keep this on or should I take it off? And I was like, no, this isn't the news I thought it was, so let me take it off and see what happens. And damn if this thing didn't sell off. I gave up, 2 or 3 points here that I could have still been in this trade. Taking it, got the money, reset for the open, and, do the all-day thing. So I based this off of the 5-minute opening range. Since I didn't hold through this, I got in and, just took profit according to plan. Just let it play out. This wasn't my final target, but what happened was we couldn't get down here. This was one target. So I went ahead and took some off, because I had to get on the road and I wanted to make sure I locked in some of the profit I had. And I just left the rest on to see if we get 165. There was a level, a daily pivot at 164.89 or something like that. And so I put my final target at 165. But we couldn't crack the 200. We did come down and touch it here, but I had put my final target down at 165, and my stop was at 165, 160. Where did I put my stop? I thought it was at 166.25. That's where I had it. And, I got hit on this little pop. Eventually, it pulled back to 165.50, but it didn't get anywhere near where my target was. So this was another perfect trade. And I like these because I can just get in, set my targets, and I can focus on my day trade. It doesn't take any focus away from me day trading a small account. And when I take trades like this. So even though this is technically a day trade, I'm managing it more like a swing trade, giving it more room, just setting the targets and forgetting it, and just letting it work. And it's been working great. I've been green on this in this account every day this month. Every day this month. I mean, I believe this week I made over $6,000 in this one account, and it did very little attention. Very little attention. So, everything's going good. We're back in action. Got my mojo back, and we're gonna keep pressing forward. So you guys have a great night, great evening, weekend. Those of you that's gonna be with us on Sunday morning for our swing trade watch list session. We got one major stock we're looking at. I think is set for a bounce on Monday. So we're going to take a look at that so we can be all over it. But we'll look at our scans, see if we can build another viable watch list for next week. and start our week off on the right foot. So you guys take care, and I'll see you on the other side.